David Davis.
My right honourable friend started off by talking about the 2012 Declaration on Subsidiarity. He will remember, of course, that that flowed directly from action in this chamber, pushing back against prisoner votes, which I think he was a major part of. But with respect to this Bill of Rights, we haven't seen the detail yet, but there are two conservative tests to it. One is that Conservatives do not believe in an overmighty state, and therefore the state has to be curbed by an independent body. And secondly, that our fundamental freedoms, whether are from free speech or jury trial, or as the Honourable Lady for Newbury mentioned, freedom from torture, our fundamental freedoms are not the gift of the state. They are the birthright of our citizens. And as such, these all have to be protected by powers vested in an independent judiciary. So the test at the end of the day of the Bill of Rights will be whether or not it delivers a better protection for those things than the European process does at the moment.
Can I thank my right honourable friend? And I think he's been too generous. He was really the architect of the campaign to defend this House prerogatives to decide on prisoner voting. Interestingly, Mr Speaker, he did that with Jack Straw, the architect of the Human Rights Act, but he's right also that it was this House that pushed back and sought the government in 2012 to make sure that the Strasbourg Court was reflecting and following its mandate, which was at the heart of what the Brighton Declaration process was all about. He's absolutely right in his tests, and I hope I can reassure him, and when he gets a chance, as I know he will, to study very carefully the Bill of Rights, which is now available, he will see that our fundamental freedoms are not being trashed, they're being preserved and safeguarded. He will see that judicial independence is strengthened because this Supreme Court in this country ought to have the last word, and indeed to cherish and nurture the common law tradition that we have in this country, which is ancient. And finally, at one point he missed out, but I hope he agrees with me on, is that in broader terms, beyond individual rights, there's a whole realm of public policy, whether it affects collective interests, social policy, the public purse, public protection, where it must be this House, elected members, responsible to our constituents, who have the final word.